On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Nestle.
To settle comfortably or cozily into a place.
Examples:
Nestle deeper against him. Nestle in a cozy spot. The cat nestled in my lap and fell asleep.
Remnant.
A small remaining quantity of something, considered separately from what has been lost or destroyed, a surviving piece or fragment of something.
Examples:
Remnant of the past. Remnants of fabric. The only remnant left of the ancient civilization was the crumbling ruins of their temples.
Eyelid.
A thin fold of skin that covers and protects the human eye, which helps to keep the eye moist by spreading tears over the surface and prevents foreign objects from entering the eye.
Examples:
Eyelid twitch. Drooping eyelid. Bright light can cause me to squint and strain my eyes, resulting in twitchy eyelids.
Plica.
A fold or ridge of tissue, often referring to a fold in the lining of a body cavity or the surface of an organ. Plica polonica, a condition of the hair in which it becomes irreversibly entangled, resulting in a matted, felt-like mass.
Examples:
Infrapatellar plica. Plica syndrome. The surgeon removed the plica in the patient's knee to relieve the discomfort.
Prominent.
Important, well-known, or noticeable.
Examples:
Prominent figure. Play a prominent role. The media frequently interviewed prominent scientists.
Mammal.
Any animal of which the female gives birth to live young, not eggs, and feeds her young on milk from her own body.
Examples:
A primitive mammal. A sort of mammal. Marine mammal populations are declining worldwide due to ocean pollution.
Function.
The purpose or use of an object, system, or process, a particular activity or operation that is designed to serve a specific purpose, a mathematical concept that describes a relationship between two sets of values, called the input and output sets. Verb, to operate or work in a specific way, or to perform a particular task or purpose.
Examples:
Function properly. Immune function. The brain is an incredibly complex organ that controls the body's function.
Shield.
A protective covering or structure, especially in the past, that soldiers held in front of their bodies to protect themselves.
Examples:
A heat shield. A shield for protecting against a bullet. Lead is an effective shield against X-rays, gamma rays, and other harmful radiation.
Wipe.
To clean or dry something by rubbing with a piece of cloth or paper or one's hand and removing dirt, food, or liquid.
Examples:
Wipe off dirt. Wipe with water. Please wipe your sweat with this towel.
Debris.
Broken or torn fragments of something.
Examples:
Space debris. Pile of debris. Marine debris is a major continuous global problem.
Vestige.
A trace, mark, or evidence of something that once existed but has now disappeared or diminished.
Examples:
A vestige of a castle wall. A vestige of the virus. The abandoned building was a vestige of the city's past, with nothing left but memories.
Structure.
The way of construction of something and the arrangement of its parts, or a complex thing constructed of many parts.
Examples:
The structure of a machine. Structure and function of the brain. The organizational structure of startups is often flat and straightforward.
Homosexual.
Sexually attracted to people of one's own sex.
Examples:
Homosexual rights. Homosexual marriage. The law was repealed to protect the rights of homosexual citizens.
Sapiens.
The species of modern humans, Homo sapiens.
Examples:
Fossil Homo sapiens. Sapiens evolution. Homo sapiens is the scientific name for modern humans.
Ancestor.
A person from whom one is descended, a forefather.
Examples:
Ancestor language. Earliest human ancestor. My remote ancestor immigrated to the United States from Ireland in the 1800s.
Stick.
To put something, usually a sharp object, into something, noun, a thin piece of wood or other material.
Examples:
Stick a key in a lock. Fire stick. You stick a bill in the change machine, and the coins pop out.
Trait.
A particular feature of your nature.
Examples:
Chemical trait. Personality traits. Multiple genes may influence behavioral traits concurrently.
Survive.
To live or exist despite a dangerous event or period.
Examples:
Survive a blizzard. Survive a plane crash. These birds can only survive in temperate climates.
Reproduce.
To make a copy of something such as a picture, piece of text, music, etc., to produce offspring through a sexual or asexual process.
Examples:
Reproduce the painting. Reproduce by myself. By dividing and creating copies of themselves, bacteria reproduce.
Environment.
The natural world such as air, water, and land in which humans, animals, and plants live.
Examples:
Environment affairs. Chaotic environment. Every human is responsible for taking care of the Earth's environment.
Gradual.
Happening slowly over a long period of time or distance, not steep or abrupt.
Examples:
A gradual process. A gradual change. The country experienced a gradual increase in population.
Disappear.
To cease to exist or be visible.
Examples:
Disappear without a trace. Disappear after a week. They watched the train disappear into the distance.
Tailbone.
The triangular bone at the lower end of the spine, also known as the coccyx.
Examples:
Tailbone injury. Dislocated tailbone. The doctor recommended avoiding activities that put pressure on the tailbone to allow it to heal.
Evolutionary.
Relating to or denoting how living things develop or change from earlier forms.
Examples:
Ecology and evolutionary biology. The evolutionary process. Evolutionary algorithms can find ways to optimize that humans do not anticipate.
Biology.
The scientific study of life and the natural processes of living things.
Examples:
Evolutionary biology. Cell and molecular biology. In junior high school, we had to dissect a frog in biology class.
Climate.
The weather at a particular location averaged over some long period.
Examples:
A cold climate. Effects of climate change. Climate and weather have an impact on every part of our lifestyles.
Grassland.
A large area of land covered mainly by grass, with few or no trees, and typically used for grazing livestock.
Examples:
Endangered grassland. Vast grassland. Meadows and pastures are examples of smaller scale grasslands in many parts of the world.
Bearing.
The way in which one comports oneself, a posture or stance, especially one indicative of confidence or authority. The horizontal direction or position of a place, object, or person relative to another.
Examples:
A thrust bearing. A military bearing. The pilot had to adjust the plane's bearing to stay on course.
Disrupt.
To prevent or stop something, especially an event, activity, or process, from continuing in the usual way by causing a problem or disturbance.
Examples:
Disrupt a well-ordered condition. Disrupt sleep. I'm so sorry to disrupt you when you're pretty busy.
Individual.
A single person or thing, as distinct from a group.
Examples:
A private individual. Individual freedom. As an individual, he had the right to make his own decisions and live his life as he saw fit.
Mutation.
The way in which genes of a person, plant, animal, or other organism change and produce permanent differences.
Examples:
Mutation of DNA. Hereditary mutation. Radiation often promotes genetic mutations in plants and animals.
External.
Belonging to or situated outside of someone or something.
Examples:
External factors. External commerce. When a company discloses information to the market, an external auditor verifies them.
Embryo.
An animal organism in the early stages of growth, either in its mother's womb or in an egg, or a plant that is developing in a seed.
Examples:
Destruction of human embryos. Embryo cloning. Our latest project is still at the embryo stage.
Dissolve.
To be or cause to be absorbed by a liquid to form a part of the solution, to close down or dismiss.
Examples:
Dissolve the sugar. Officially dissolved the marriage. The political party dissolved after much internal fighting.
Develop.
To grow or expand, to improve or refine through a process of progress and refinement, often to achieve greater sophistication or complexity, to elaborate or add detail to something that is in the process of being created.
Examples:
Develop a strategy. Develop a skill. We must develop a new system to streamline our workflow and increase efficiency.
Stub.
A short piece of something, especially a cigarette, pencil, etc., that is left after the main part has been used.
Examples:
A stub of a candle. Cigar stub. The receptionist detached a ticket from its stub.
Anchor.
A device, typically made of metal, that is used to moor a ship or boat in a particular place, typically by being dropped to the seabed, a central cohesive source of support and stability.
Examples:
Anchor bolt. Anchor weight. The ship dropped anchor in the bay.
Palm.
The inner surface of the hand from the wrist to the base of the fingers, any plant of the family Palmae having an unbranched trunk crowned by large pinnate or palmate leaves.
Examples:
The palm side of the forearm. Coconut palm trees. This high-performance camera is compact enough to fit in the palm of your hand.
Thumb.
The short, Thick digit of the hand next to the index finger. Verb, to travel by getting free rides from motorists.
Examples:
Thumb wrestling. Thumb a ride. He used his right thumb to press the button on his phone.
Wrist.
The joint between the hand and the forearm, the narrow part of the hand near this joint.
Examples:
Wrist bones. Glance at my wristwatch. He sprained his wrist while playing basketball.
Tendon.
A strong, fibrous cord of tissue that connects muscle to bone.
Examples:
Tendon grafting. Tendon collagen. Tendon injuries are common among athletes.
Attach.
A person who works at an embassy, usually having a specialized area of responsibility, a shallow and rectangular briefcase.
Examples:
A commercial attaché. Black attaché case. A prime minister talked with a military attaché of the country's embassy.
Defunct.
No longer existing, operational, or functioning, extinct or dead, obsolete or out of use.
Examples:
Defunct company. Defunct law. The defunct amusement park was once a popular attraction.
Trace.
To find or discover someone or something that was lost.
Examples:
Trace a telephone call. Trace back to medieval times. Let's trace the origins of some familiar foreign words.
Persist.
To continue to do and refuse to stop something despite difficulties or opposition, even if it appears unreasonable.
Examples:
Persist over time. Persist in success. Consult your doctor if the symptoms persist.
Incentive.
Something, such as a punishment, reward, etc., that encourages a person to do something.
Examples:
Financial incentives. An incentive to work hard. They have no incentive to win the game.
Random.
Made, done, or happening without method, conscious decision, or any regular pattern.
Examples:
A random choice. Bombs fell at random. To find drunk drivers, police conduct random tests.
Eliminate.
To remove or get rid of someone or something.
Examples:
Eliminate contestants. Eliminate sexual barriers. We can eliminate this possibility from those consumptions.
Primate.
Any mammal of the order primates, which includes monkeys, apes, and humans.
Examples:
Primate species. Primate sanctuary. Many scientists study primate behavior and intelligence.
Relative.
Considered and evaluated through comparison with something else.
Examples:
A remote relative. Relative factors. Most countries prohibit sexual activity between certain close relatives.
Absent.
Not present in a particular place at a particular time.
Examples:
Absent-minded. Absent without leave. He was absent from the meeting and missed all the important updates.
Branch.
A division of a tree or woody shrub that grows out from the trunk or a main stem, a division of some larger or more complex organization.
Examples:
Branch office. A branch pipe. The branch of the tree had fallen and blocked the road.
Unnecessary.
Not needed or required, not essential or important.
Examples:
Unnecessary expense. Unnecessary hassle. The extra steps in the process were deemed unnecessary and removed to streamline production.
Appendix.
A small, tube-shaped organ attached to the large intestine in humans and some animals, which is believed to play a role in the immune system and digestion. Supplementary material that is collected and appended at the back of a book.
Examples:
Appendix cancer. Book appendix. The doctor reviewed the patient's medical records to see if they had previously had their appendix removed.
Intestinal.
Relating to the intestines, equals the part of the alimentary canal between the stomach and the anus, or bowel, located or occurring within the intestines or bowel.
Examples:
Intestinal blockage. Intestinal bacteria. The patient experienced severe abdominal pain due to an intestinal infection.
Digest.
To transform food into absorbable substances, break down.
Examples:
Digest information. Help digest food. Most babies can readily digest a broad variety of foods.
Diet.
The food and drink that a person, animal, or community eats and drinks regularly. A legislative assembly in certain countries, for example, Japan.
Examples:
Eat a vegetarian diet. Diet approval. A balanced diet is more important for health than supplements.
Shrink.
To become smaller, or to make something smaller in size or amount.
Examples:
Shrink the tumor. Shrink with fear. This shirt will shrink in the wash.
Harmless.
Not able or not likely to cause damage or harm.
Examples:
Harmless in most people. harmless substances. Most people thought of him as a harmless eccentric.
Inflame.
To cause very strong feelings such as anger or excitement in a person or a group of people.
Examples:
Inflame skin. Inflame his passion. Her eyes inflamed with crying.
Reservoir.
A natural or artificial lake used to store water for community use, a large or extra supply of something.
Examples:
A reservoir of facts. Water reservoir. The machine pumps up crude oil from a deep underground reservoir.
Bacteria.
Single-celled or non-cellular spherical or spiral or rod-shaped organisms that exist in large numbers in the air, water, and soil, and also in living and dead creatures and plants, and are often a cause of disease.
Examples:
Pathogenic bacteria. Harmless bacteria. Bacteria prevalent in hospitals are often resistant to antibiotics.
Evolution.
A gradual process of transformation of living things.
Examples:
Human evolution. Evolution theory. They study the evolution of the universe.
Imperfectly.
In a faulty or incomplete way.
Examples:
Imperfectly developed. Imperfectly known disease. He created an imperfectly shaped torso.
Process.
A series of actions or operations performed to achieve a particular outcome or goal. A systematic procedure or approach used to accomplish a specific task or objective. A method of treating milk to make it suitable for consumption or use in other dairy products.
Examples:
Process improvement. Decision-making process. The process for applying for a visa can be lengthy and complicated.
Relic.
An object from a previous era, especially one of historical value.
Examples:
Historical relic. Holy relics. This bronze sword is a relic of ancient times.